What's going on, everybody? This is the Transformers Rise of the Beast. It's the new Transformers movie. There's apparently like 87,000 of these movies. I didn't realize it when I did a ranking today. Anyway, nice to see all of you. Nice to be here. It's the review. That's what we're doing. Steven Caple Jr. directs this one. He directed Creed 2. And he did a really good job with Creed 2. I just watched that recently. So it's funny because if you go back and watch my review to the trailer, I did a trailer reaction, I guess, one of the first ones that came out. I was like, well, the trailer looks decent. Bring anything you want. But the trailer looks decent, but I don't know, man, Michael Bay's just fooled me too many times with these movies. And then people are yelling at me in the comments, hey, stupid, do your research. It's Steven Caple Jr., to which I responded, clearly you don't watch this channel. There's no research done here. But I will say this, Anthony Ramos stars in this movie, as well as Dominique Fishback. And the human story in all the Transformers to me is the least appealing. It always is. It's like I always want more movies about the robots in disguise, right? And I understand that you need the human story because I guess you can't. Not everybody just wants to watch the CGI robots, and I understand that. I guess this is coming from a 1986 animated movies fan that I think it works well. But even then, the argument is that Spike and Daniel are the two humans in it, so I get why you need it. This is one of the better human stories, and I think that it's something that Steven Caple Jr. does very well in how he helped write this story, how he wanted to take over. They wanted him to do Bumblebee 2, and instead he's like, well, no, I don't want to do that, but I do want to do Beast Wars. I know a lot about it, so I'll do that. And he does, you can tell. And the stuff with the Transformers works really well. I mean, there's some cliche stuff. There's sometimes that it feels like they're going a little bit too music video-ish in it, but the overall story about the fact that there's the mythology of it and bringing Unicron in, because that you're going to get me on board. It's like, okay, well, what's the deal with Unicron in general? And that the way that they play him and the way that they set him up and the idea of how that incorporates the primes and Optimus Primal and all that the Beast Wars themselves, and how that works. And they play it off really, really well with the relationship with the current Autobots that we know. Now, I guess another criticism would be this takes place in the 90s after Bumblebee. Doesn't really feel, minus the music itself. There's some great music in this, and it's from like the 90s, a lot of 90s hip hop that goes into it. Didn't really feel very 90s, a lot of it. It felt like it was shot today. It felt like a lot of the stuff it looked like today. There weren't like a lot of outfits in it. It didn't feel like a 90s movie. As far as the look and tone, did it really matter? Not necessarily, but it's a Transformers movie, but I did notice it. There's one scene, I mentioned this in my out of the theater reaction. There's one scene, a piece of music that is just masterfully done. And it's like so much so that you're cheering in the audience for it. And it's followed up by another song. And it's like, just jump into the score right then, because two back-to-back songs make it seem like a music video. But the CGI itself works. It works. That's the one thing I don't have even if it's the stupid Last Night, which is a terrible movie, The Age of Extinction, whatever the hell it's called, that those movies, they had great CGI and the Transformers always look good. Well, Steven Caple Jr. continues that as well. I think Anthony Ramos plays a really good character here. Noah, you relate to him. You understand where he's going. You understand the thing with his family and what he's trying to accomplish and the hardship that he's had. I don't know if I necessarily bought him as a soldier, just not because of his look, just because of the way certain things that happen in the movie. I'm like, well, as a soldier, wouldn't he be doing something a little different? I believe that he was tough. I believe that he was that he had heart, and I understood what he was fighting for. And I also like what they did with Prime. And I like that I don't trust the humans. I enjoyed that. I like that. And I like this different kind of turn into what Optimus Prime does. And Brett's dancing right now. Who's Brett? Brett's the guy who's usually on this show. But anyway, so I like the relationship of what they did with Optimus Prime, and it worked. It worked for me overall. So I do think that this is a movie that it hits familiar beats. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a fun Transformers movie. And overall, I'd say it's probably like, I don't know, I would say 3.4 out of 5. It's an entertaining movie. I enjoyed watching a lot. And I think that it's one of the better Transformers movies. I would say Transformers 1986 is the animated, is the best. then I would go Bumblebee, and then I would go this one. I'm not a massive Transformers 2007 fan. I think there's too much Michael Bayisms going in there, but that's it. I think this is something I would like to see Steven Caple Jr. do more. I'd like to see where this ultimately goes and the way they set up the story, the stuff with the Autobots, and it wasn't the Decepticons this way around, but there's and Pete Davidson did a good job. I think as Mirage as well too. It wasn't too distracting. So that being said, subscribe, hit the button. Working on my Prime. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Do you want to see the movie? Do you not want to see the movie? Go ahead and hit that button. Let me know exactly what you think. If you're brand new to the channel, I need you to do me a favor. Just a little bit. Show a little. Hit that button. All right. That's it. That's the review. Hope you liked it. Peace.